Hello, good afternoon, welcome to CraftWorld Live. We have got a really exciting hour for you. Do you ever struggle making those masculine cards? I don't need to ask that because that is the thing that I get asked the most for. Well, we have got a really exciting hour where we are going to have the wonderful Jason Wilkes showing you how to make masculine cards, how to use the stash you've already got, but we also have some fantastic new product for you, especially for the men. Okay, so if you are spending over £18 on this new product today, and I will show you this in a moment, you are going to have the option of a free embossing folder. Okay, it's absolutely beautiful, you'll see why in a moment. But we also are giving away over, I think it's over 180 something pounds worth of prizes. First of all, there was a chance to win earlier in the week. If you were watching Facebook on the CraftStash page and you commented on the post, we will announce the winner at the end of this hour. I say we because I've actually got someone in the studio with me today for the first time in months. And then there's 3 more chances for you to win simply by commenting. Now, you may be watching on Facebook or you may be watching on CraftWorld. Either way, we will choose winners from both. So please make sure you're commenting. Give Jason some love because it's the first time that he's going to be here on CraftWorld with us. And also let us know where you're watching from in the world, because you know I like to know. I like to pinpoint on my map where you all are. And then there is going to be a final chance to win the entire collection, and I will give you those details at the end. If you've entered competitions earlier in the week, and we've said we're announcing on a Friday, I will do all of that at the end of the hour. Let's have a quick look and see who's joining us. So let's say hello to some people. Oh, so Michaela, hello, Debbie, Mandy, Kimberly. We've got some names that come up every week. Thank you so much for always joining us. Suzanne, Rena, we've got Marsha, hello from the USA, from the States, fantastic. So it must be quite early for you over there, I should imagine. Bernadette, hello. Anissa, she's from Norfolk, that's actually not too far from me. Lisa, Pauline Hickey from our design team, she's watching as well. Karen says, welcome to Jason. I will introduce Jason in a moment. Obviously, we're not going to be too close together, but you understand that. Hello to everybody. Thank you so much for watching. You're going to love this. You are never going to be stuck for masculine cards again. So let's have a quick look down here at my desk. Okay, my desk, it's actually Jason's today, and see these new products. So we are looking at the Creative for the Men collection. Now these are a selection of dies, and we have stamps and we have embossing folds that I want to show you. So do you ever struggle with gentlemen's cards? We have this gentleman, or teenager it could be, with his backpack there. That's going to suit so many occasions. We have the gentleman here with his hat on and his glasses or sunglasses. You can colour this any way you like. Now these are embossing dies, okay? And then you have the sentiment to match as well. And of course the sentiment has the outline border too. So then we have, let's go through these ones first. The very cool, very suave gentleman here, isn't he? With his hands in his pockets. He does look really cool. I think he could be, yeah, he could be my husband, almost. Not quite cool enough, but he'll appreciate me saying that. So that one's have a cool birthday. And then we have celebrate in style. Now this man, he is definitely a James Bond lookalike, isn't he? He's even got the dicky bow, okay? And you can of course emboss that, and then you can cut into it. You can paper piece if you want to. You could ink through the die if you wanted to as well, to add some colour. Jason's going to be showing you so many techniques with these. Then we have a selection of stamps and dies. So we have lots of stamps here. Now this is our celebration die and stamp set. And we have the wine cooler, the champagne glass and bottle, the bow tie as well. And then we have the dies to cut these out, making it really, really easy for you. And the sentiments are perfect for those gentlemen. We have partner, we have husband, things like simply the best. I don't know if anyone else's husband runs around the house singing that to himself occasionally, because mine certainly does. I don't believe it for 1 minute, but you know. And then we have these. Now I love these because my son is of the age where he loves his computer, he loves his skateboard, his mobile phone. I usually clear up 3 or 4 cans of fizzy from his room every week at least, okay? This is perfect for that age group. I would say from probably the age of 5 up to 15, this is going to suit so well. And then we have the ones for dads and granddads. Now, of course, this can cover absolutely any age, and you don't have to do these for the gentlemen either. I know so many ladies who love a pint down the pub on a Sunday, who love their vintage radios. Absolutely, but the sentiments are perfect for the men here. So you've got things like Take It Easy, age is just a number. You'd use those for absolutely anybody. These are such versatile stamps and dies. And the last of the stamp and die set here is the one, so you've got the laptop, you've got the computer bag, you've got the headphones, and you've got the bottle of beer. We may be looking at somebody who's perhaps teenage upwards now, going into the early 20s perhaps. But again, you've got things like son, mate, grandson there. Good job. You'll use this for all sorts here. Love you, absolutely. So they're the ones from the For the Men collection. Now, I want to also introduce you to another creative collection today, because I absolutely adore these. Okay, this is the Textures collection, and I think it works really, really well with the For the Men collection too. Okay, and you'll see why. Now, we've used these a bit because we just can't help playing, but you can see here we've got this one, which is the irregular paint drips stencil. Now hopefully you can see this okay here. You can see those paint drips through there. That is going to be amazing for your backgrounds. And then another one for the backgrounds. What about the splattered ink? Okay, very often we try to get these effects, but actually it takes so long, and you always worry, don't you? Are you going to get it right? Is it going to look a mess afterwards? With these, of course, it's not. It's going to be absolutely perfect every time. Then we come to our dies, okay? So we have our Hessian texture die. You don't have to use these just for the men, of course. You can use these for absolutely anything and anyone. It's beautiful. It looks like Hessian with that open weave there. And it is going to be a large die. So this is going to go through your A5 platforms. You can do it, of course, through A4 as well. And then we have the partial brick die set. Now, I think these are amazing for your gentlemen, of course, for that brickwork background. But then again, what about if you're doing a country scene? What if you want to put flowers in front of it as well? You can absolutely do that. We've got like the cobbled brickwork, the more rustic and natural brickwork, and then we have the more modern with the straight lines there. These both have your outer border die around them too. So you can actually cut these as an aperture into your card base, or you can cut them out and stick them on afterwards. And then, now we're talking about embossing folders, and I said to you, if you're spending over £18 on this new collection, you're going to get a free embossing folder, and it's going to be one of these. Now, I think it might be the graffiti one, but we're not sure, so check that over. So these are the two options, the new options that we're going to be getting in the Textures collection. Okay, we've got the shadow stars, and then we've got the graffiti as well. A5 embossing folders, perfect for the men, perfect for the teenagers, perfect for the young boys, but don't forget those ladies as well. Not everyone loves flowers and butterflies, do they? So they are all of our brand new products today. We also have a couple more things I need to mention to you. We have today as well, I'll just bring it in, just launched, okay, for pre-order, we have the indigo blue box kit. Okay, so this is the Mixed Media magazine, and this is number 2. Now, number 1 sold out in 10 minutes. Okay, you can pre-order this now, and it will be available from the 27th, so you haven't got long, it's just a week. Okay, so make sure you're looking at that now. That's just $12.99. It flies every time, so don't miss out on that one as well. I've got more to tell you, but I really want to get Jason demonstrating because he's so talented. So I'm going to walk away for a second and let Jason come in and do his thing. So please welcome Jason. Come on in, do a swap.
Thanks very much, Lee.
You're welcome. So hopefully everyone can still hear me. We'll just carry on chatting. But I mean, you've been playing with these dies and stamps, and obviously as a gentleman yourself, it seemed very fitting to have you telling us the best way to create gentlemen's cards.
I think one of the reasons people struggle with cards for gents is they want to look at the things they've already got in their stash, and they want to try and apply them in a kind of more masculine way.
Yeah.
Sometimes for guys, I think it's just better to think less is more, and to try and think of a colour palette or a subject that will kind of help you in terms of designing for them. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this simple black and white card that we're going to make. as Luke kind of said, this kind of looks very James Bond. So for me, I kind of wanted that kind of James Bond look to it. So you can still embellish with things. So I've used baker's twine here instead of ribbon. There's another demo that I'll show you. I've used the button in rather than glitter. It's
perfect.
Kind of trying to substitute some of the things you automatically reach for something that kind of works slightly better. So to start off with, I've already gone ahead and cut some of these elements out to save time. So I've got the gentleman here. We're just going to apply some wet glue to him and stick him onto our card base. So I've got mat and layer ready. So put some glue onto him.
We've got so many people saying hello to you and welcoming you.
Hello everyone, thank you very much. It's lovely to be here. And really lovely to be the first person back in the studio as well.
It's been months since I've had anyone with me. We're still keeping our distance, but it's lovely to have you here.
Yeah,
it really is.
I just wanted to show as well, with the sentiments that you've got, you don't have to use all of them. So you've got the celebrating style. I just picked out the celebrate from it.
Perfect.
So you can just use elements of them within your projects. You don't have to use them as is. So I'm just going to apply some glue to this.
Pippa said that your card is very classy.
Thank you very much.
Tracy always needs inspiration for mail cards. So definitely.
So with
Maria would love a James Bond. I'm not sure if she means in card form.
So again, I've already cut some elements out.
Yes, we've got so much on the table today. Now, in fact, I haven't mentioned to you. Today we have an amazing offer. If you're using any of these or purchasing any of these masculine products that we have chosen for you in our bargain section, now you need to find out by going to the homepage on CraftStash, go to bargains and go to this week's CraftWorld Live. There's a huge number of products we've picked for you, all with a masculine theme, and all of these, if you use the code remind me, Maria. M15, that is right. M15. It sounds like a road name, doesn't it? That's confused me. M15. You'll get 15% off. Okay, M15. Don't forget that because that is going to save you even more.
So what we're going to do then is to stamp the bottle.
Okay, so you've die cut the sentiment and the gentleman.
Yeah.
Is that, I just missed that, is that stamped, those glasses? Or is
The glasses are stamped, yeah.
Lovely.
And I'll be completely honest, they're stamped and cut the bottle as well, and it's fallen out the bag somewhere.
Oh no! I'll look for it for you.
Yeah. So I'm just going to use an archival ink.
That's a good sized bottle as well, isn't it?
It is a very good sized bottle, and you could stamp onto coloured card stock, so that where you've got the kind of the elements showing through, you could have a different colour in there. You could use your pens, your inks, etc. to colour. So I'm just going to stamp that down, and I'm going to grab
the die cutting machine's coming in. So Jason's using a big shot here, but of course any die cutting machine that will take, well actually this is a really small die, so it might even be the tiniest die cutting machine that's on the market, and you can still use that one.
So I'm just going to tape that down to stop it moving because they are small, like you said. Run that through.
So this gives you a really nice finish, doesn't it? Around the edge you actually get a white border.
Yeah. But if you worry about having the white border, I'm using it onto white cardstock so the border kind of disappears.
Oh, that's a good tip actually. So you can just, if you're not sure about stamping maybe right onto your background, you can still stamp and cut out of the same colour, and it will look as if it's on the background without worrying about this. Because I do that. I don't like to stamp directly onto my card.
If I ever do, and if I ever make a mistake, I then just cut another piece of card out, stamp onto it, and cover it over.
Perfect. There you go. First tip.
That's yeah.
I'm going to be totaling up all these tips by the end.
So we've got some baker's twine,
Lovely.
and as with a lot of things, kind of rules of three. So if you can kind of go around 3 times,
okay.
So you've got 3 strands. Our eyes are naturally drawn to odd things. So
yes.
When you're planting in the garden, plants in 3 and 5s.
Do you do a lot of planting?
I don't really. I did at one point, and then kind of with work kind of getting really busy, being away so much, it kind of got a little bit lost.
Yeah. My garden doesn't look so good because I have a new puppy now, so my garden is a mess again.
We'd love a puppy.
You can have this one already. I've got 5 days. You can have him. So Sharon Ling has said she loves the fact we have a male showing us male cards. Yay!
Thank you very much.
Geraldine also does the same as you when her stamping goes wrong. Terry Kelly has said she loves the car in the stamp set on the top right.
Just found the bottle.
You can do 2 bottles. That's fine.
Knew we would. So.
Yeah, everyone else uses odd numbers as well. Mandy always gets great tips from these live demonstrations.
They say with kind of gardening and interior design, don't they, to use odd numbers. So.
That's right. I did an interior design diploma years ago, and it was always 1, 3, 5. You never use even numbers.
So again, just using some wet glue to fix this down.
Hello to Shelley. She's strolling in late. She's been unpacking. I wonder where you've been, Shelley. I wonder if it's better weather than it is here today. Sorry, go on.
The other thing is I'm using kind of large cards here, 8x8 card blank, but that doesn't mean you have to fill the whole page.
No.
So when you add your mats and layers, even though some of these elements are quite small, so the bottles and the glasses are quite small, you don't have to worry about filling the whole page.
No, there we go. Would you like to hold that up? That has come together so quickly, and that's absolutely beautiful. I just love that it's simple. You've made it look very simple, very easy anyway.
Yeah.
But it's very, very stylish.
It is quite simple. If you've got the right tools to do the job,
then
it is quite simple and easy to do.
Fantastic. So do you want to prepare yourself for another one, and I'll come push in here because we're back and forth a lot today, so we're trying to keep our distance. And I'm going to be good. I'm going to be wiping the surface between. So today I've got some more products to show you. I want to actually bring these in for you because these are some other products that we have within that section here. So we have here, first of all, we've got some beautiful stamps. Now these are not specifically for gentlemen, but I picked these out because I think actually they will work really, really well with all of your For the Men collections. So the first one we're looking at is from Impression Obsession, and I love this stamp set. I think the texture on it is absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. As you can see, it's a red rubber stamp, so you know the quality you're getting with red rubber. All of these products that I'm showing you, you can get that 15% off by using that code M15, okay? Then we're moving on to Sentimentally Yours, and these are brand new, okay, just launched. So of course from Phill Martin, and these have the gentleman in them. Really cool dude. He is the coolest ever, isn't he? In fact, they both are. In fact, I wouldn't mind chatting to either of those, to be honest. I'm getting laughed at now. But so we've got some fantastic sentiments included with these as well, like coolest dude ever, summer dreams, hey sunshine, fun in the sun. These can be used for so many occasions, can't they? I would love to stamp that and colour them in, but do you know what, actually just stamping black on white, as Jason's just shown us, black on white looks absolutely beautiful, and you can actually see the size of the stamps there as well. They are big stamps, okay? So then to tie in with all these, I would love to use, or I always love to use, MDF on a masculine card. I think there's just something very masculine about raw MDF. Now don't forget, of course, you can absolutely be painting these, inking them if you want to, heat embossing them as well to really give a metal effect or whatever effect you want with these actually. But you have some stunning detail in these. These are both sets are from Creative Expressions. You will find these in that bargain section under this week's CraftWorld Live. Okay, they're all there, and everything in there you can get that 15% off. So then we have, now I love using these. I don't know if you saw any of my recent social posts where I showed you these, a penny for them collections. So these are all, they tie in with the penny slider dies that we have, but actually the stamp sets are available on their own, and they are fantastic. So you've got the car theme here with the motorbike as well, the learner plates, you've got all of the numbers fit perfectly within the circle. There's your create your road sign, and you've got sentiments that fit within this road sign and the post as well. Really, really good fun from Apple Blossom, so we know we're going to have fantastic quality stamps. And then we have our vintage railway, our vintage trains. Again, absolutely amazing. To build up a station, to put in the tracks there as a border maybe, and to have, even got the smoke, the cloud of smoke that could come out of the top of the train there. We've got our vintage suitcases, and probably one of my favourite is this old clock that you'd see on the railway station brick wall there. We've got the ticket as well, personalised the ticket, so you're going to have so much fun with these. So now I'm just going to show you this one because this is a combo, and I'm going to have to open it to show you clearly. So we've got the bowling alley here. So it's a strike stamp set. So for anyone who loves their bowling, their 10-pin bowling, this is absolutely perfect. But as the combo, you've also got the It's a Strike die set. Now there's 10 pieces in this, and you have the mechanics to create those penny sliders. Okay, so I've been creating these for quite a few weeks now, and they are so much fun. Everyone who's received one of these has absolutely loved it. So don't forget, I've got a lot more to show you along this masculine theme. I know you want to see Jason do some more demonstrating, so I'll put these to the side. 15% off these, don't forget, and the new products that Jason's using. But check that in the bargains section. I'll let Jason now come back in, and you can come and demonstrate again. I'll let you have the desk back.
Okay, so we've looked at a classic black and white. The next that I want to show you is using craft card and white with just a hint of colour. So we've got a hint of red in there as well. And we kind of think of that combination for Christmas, but we don't kind of always think of it for every day.
Do you know what? I do usually for Christmas, but looking at that, I never would have thought Christmas at all.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
We'll start off. Just grab some rabbits.
So you can answer this. Carol Lewis has asked, are we going to get a demonstration using the brickwork die?
Yes, it's my third demo. So what I wanted to show you was a classic kind of black and white using craft card, and then we're going to go full on colour for the third one.
I knew you were, that was a tease. I knew you were, and I just wanted to make sure everyone stay tuned for that, because I think the brickwork die seems to be one of the favourites looking at the comments. It is lovely. So we've got, Debbie has said embossing powders look great with MDF.
Again, things are sticking to the back of things, I think.
That's fine, you've got time, loads of time. Elaine has said, looking at all these lovely things and realising the lack of male stash items that she has, an excuse to get more or win more. So of course don't forget, if you are commenting, 3 of you commenting, both on Facebook and CraftWorld, are going to have the opportunity to win a selection of these products. Okay, we are giving away today over £180 worth of product, okay, of this brand new creative for the men product.
Okay, I'm just taking a piece of cardstock, which is 2 inches by 6 inches, so it's going to feature as a band on the front of our card. And just grab. Right, I'm causing havoc, but I don't know where I've put my
That's fine.
acrylic block. There we go, right on the end.
Oh, there we go. It's always right in front of you, isn't it?
So I was really drawn to the kind of the take it easy sentiment on the take it easy set.
Yeah.
And I really love kind of text onto projects rather than just as a sentiment, as a feature. So we're going to again use archival. I'm going to show you one of the things I love doing. So we're going to ink up the stamp first, and we've got, as I say, a piece of 2-inch cardstock, and we just make sure that's in screen. So we're going to roughly stamp it at the top line in the centre first of all, and then we're just going to spin that round and do it the second generation stamp upside down underneath.
So you're not re-inking?
Not re-inking.
Right.
So we want a first and second generation each time.
Right, okay.
So then, particularly with a sentiment like this, where the top line of it overhangs the bottom, it means that when you're stamping in line, you can kind of line them up.
Ah, perfect.
And you almost got like a brickwork effect with it. So again, first generation, spin it round and do second. And we start to build a background.
Michaela's 8-year-old is watching with her and he's saying, comment Mum, comment. I think he might want to win something.
So again, spin it round. And there we go.
Kate Baker has actually asked, what is your paper cutter, as she needs a new one and that looks great for cutting.
It's a Fiskars one.
Fiskars one, there we go.
Almost forgot to do my second generation.
Sorry, I'm putting you off.
Not at all, it's fine.
I suppose if you do forget, you could go ahead and stamp the next.
Yeah, stamp on, yeah, or ink up, stamp onto a piece of card, and then.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
You just have to remember to get it the right way around each time.
So Tracy has said the brickwork die can be used in shadow boxes for holidays, and of course her first thought is Halloween. So yeah, absolutely, the brickwork can be used for any occasion, can't it? Kathleen said fantastic demonstrations and great inspiration. Alison has said loving Jason's demos.
Thank you very much. So again, just use some wet glue. So we're going to put that about a third of the way up onto a piece of craft card. And I've cut them both to 6 inches so I know that they're the right size, so I can make sure that they line up at the edges and that I've got them straight.
So it doesn't matter if you stamp over the edge with this sentiment?
No, it doesn't matter at all.
Lovely. I really like, everyone's really liking the craft and the white together.
So I'm then going to put some white into it, so I've cut my next layer of white and we'll just add that.
Elaine said what a fabulous idea. I think, so is Cheryl and so does Rena. I think they're talking about the stamping.
Fantastic, thank you.
Obviously we have a very slight delay on the comments, so I have to look back and work out what we're referring to. Sharon loves that technique, Jason, as well. And Karen has said, glad to have Jason.
Gents that aren't crafters themselves, they appreciate the effort that's gone into everything.
Yes.
But they are very much, as I said, less is more for them.
Definitely, I think that's very true. And I think these almost silhouette dies are perfect for that look.
So I've then got a craft blank, and then we're just going to put that layer onto that.
So you're just using a wet glue there?
I am, yeah. It gives me a little bit of wiggle room, especially when we're doing things live.
You like wiggle room.
So if I don't get it exactly straight, I can kind of line it up a bit better.
Perfect. But it looks like you're pretty spot on most times anyway.
So I've got the gentleman that we cut out in red. I'm just going to do one layer here on the sanative.
Brilliant.
And then
it sort of reminds me of a weekend putting the radio on and sitting back and relaxing and thinking or listening to the radio. So Sunday afternoons.
I've got a piece of twine here that I've used a technique called chain shortening. I don't know how we're doing for time, if I've got time to show you.
You've got loads of time,
so
you're whizzing
through. Twine.
Okay. Not a problem at all. So many people are loving all the tips and techniques that you've given us.
So this is many years ago I was a Sea Cadet and we learnt lots of knots and things like that. And so this was one of the things that we were taught. So you make a loop and then what you do is pull through that loop another loop.
Right, okay.
And as you pull them tight, it kind of becomes a knot on itself, but it's a slip knot.
Yes, okay.
So you then just pull your next loop through the loop that you've made and pull it tight.
Oh,
and you go again, and you keep going, and you'll notice this loop gets bigger. You kind of just shorten that back down.
Oh, wow.
And that's called chain shortening. But what it does, it takes an ordinary piece of twine and kind of makes it more textured.
Wow.
So it makes it more like rope.
Jason, could you just hold that twine to this camera down the bottom there, to your right?
That one.
Yeah, down there. If we zoom in on that for you, hopefully we can see what you've done there.
So it's almost like crocheting.
It is, isn't it?
But it's just using your fingers to do it.
Fantastic. Thank you for that.
So I've already done a piece that's 6 inches, and if you do it and it's too big, just undo it, take a couple of loops out.
I mean, you can pick up garden twine really inexpensively, can't you?
Yeah, and again, it's just another, like I said, we like to embellish our cards, we like to add details so they're not completely all flat. but it's kind of picking things that are kind of appropriate to use.
So lots of people are saying this is like a crochet technique. I suppose it is, but you don't need any tools.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think gentlemen won't mind having this as long as you don't tell them it's sort of crochet or knitting or anything. They'll be fine with it. So I think it looks lovely.
And then I've just got a button, and on the other one that I've done, I've put some of the string through it, but for sake of time, I'm just going to glue my button down.
You've got loads of time. We're only halfway through the show. How many demonstrations do you have?
Well, I've got one more, but I've got another part to it that I can show you as well.
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued now.
So there we go, and like I said, that's the one that I've just done, and then that's the one with the white over the top as the drop shadow.
Fantastic.
So you can kind of see the difference, but they're both using the same colour theme.
That is, isn't it? And yet they look very different just by switching.
Yeah. So on the red one, I'm having to double check which one I'm pointing to. On the red one, you kind of eyes drawn more to the red, so you notice it more, and on the white one, the white jumps out at you more.
Absolutely. So if you don't mind, I'll come in and I'll let you pick up what you need to. Do a swap.
Yeah.
And I will come in and I will talk to you. Hello, I'm here again. I've got some more products for you. Okay, so these are some more of those products that are available in that bargain section. Okay, now don't forget, we have hand-picked these because we think they will work really well for your masculine cards, and then we've given you 15% off of all of these. So the first one is a Sizzix Bigs die. So I have to remind you, the Bigs dies are the thick ones, so you need to make sure your die cutting machine will accommodate this. If your die cutting machine has a really fat white plate, a base plate that's this sort of width, it will fit through. You just remove that base plate to put them in. But I absolutely love these. You've got like the gears, the cogs and things in there that you can use. What's the name for this shape?
The porthole.
That's a porthole, is it?
Yeah.
There we go. So that's like a porthole.
And those are the propellers.
They are like propellers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. See, this is why I have him here.
Craft range is actually Bert and Gert's merchant stores, because my brother's ex-Navy.
Ah, so he's got Navy background.
And my nephew's ex-Navy as well, so we named the business for them.
Ah, there we go. So he really does know his stuff. And then we've got the Creative Expressions transfers. So these are the mixed media transfers, and these are by Andy Skinner. So you know the sort of style you're going to get with Andy Skinner. Very much mixed media, lots of texture, lots of detail in them. There's two here to choose from. I absolutely adore these as well. You've got like your workings, your plans, you've got very vintage cards in here as well, lots and lots. And these are like your, a bit like your rub-ons. If you remember using rub-ons, yes, we still have them, but we're calling them transfers, very, very similar. You do also get the wooden stick in there as well for you. 15% off of all of these items. Sticking with the Andy Skinner products, we have rice paper. If you've not used rice paper, it's so much fun. So these are extremely thin sheets of paper. It's a very, very fine textured paper printed onto. You can use your decoupage glues, your clear glues, things like that to cover around home decor, to cover MDF of course, things like that, but absolutely you can use them on your cards as well. So we've got the vintage and we've got the retro. You can choose from either of those. And then I picked these out for you simply because I think they are so worth having in your stash. This is Adorable Scorable from Hunky Dory. So we know with Adorable Scorable, we have got a really, really thick cardstock. We're talking 350 GSM with these. We've got two different colourways, and I thought, do you know what, for gentlemen, these are going to be perfect colourways. But also, if you're struggling to put your colours together, simply take 2 or 3 sheets from the same pack, and you know they're going to work together. So with this, you don't get any cracking or any crinkling of the colour because it's sprayed onto the top of the paper and it doesn't remove. It's just an absolutely fantastic paper or cardstock there, and brilliant for your card bases as well. One last item for you, again with this 15% off. We are going back to Sizzix again, and we have 2 dies in here. These are your background dies. Absolutely love these. So I can't show you, they're in an opaque packaging, but you can see the detail on top. They are really, really beautiful. And of course you can repeat this pattern and you can cut it into your cardstock to be able to see through it. Now I know Jason has got another demonstration for us, and then I've got lots and lots to announce for you as well. I hope I'm not putting that on anything of yours.
Fine.
So I'm going to bring Jason back in and I'm going to move out the way again.
Right, so for this next one, I've got the Fun and Games die stamp set, which has got the kind of graffiti elements into it, and we're using the brickwork as we said earlier. So,
yay! I can hear cheering across the country.
What I wanted to do with that, when I saw the brickwork and I saw the kind of graffiti items, I wanted to kind of make a grungy kind of wall. So what I've done first of all is I've used some Distress Oxide sprays, and I'm just going to show you. This is what I was saying. There's kind of two parts to this. So
of course.
I'm not
Don't
sure.
worry about that. Honestly, that's fine.
So I've got Speckled Egg, which is the brand new colour, which is on the website, and I absolutely adore this.
It's my favourite as well.
So you want to give these a shake from side to side with the Distress Oxide.
Not up and down?
Not up and down. You can kind of side to side with them is the best thing to do. And then you want to be determined with them is the best way I can kind of say it.
Okay.
If you spray from too far a distance, you will get a light mist, but you want to kind of be purposeful.
Oh, look at that colour. That is beautiful, isn't it?
So I'm then using Lucky Clover, and it doesn't matter if you're going over the colours. With the Distress Oxides, the colour that you put on top will stay on top. When they're wet, they will mix a little, but the colour that you lay on last will be the colour that stops on top.
Oh, okay.
With the Distress inks, you get difference. The colours will blend and merge, and if you go too much with colour with those, you end up with more kind of mud. Whereas with the oxides, the colour stays on top.
So they just keep
So even though we've got quite a dark green,
you can put that pink over the top.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
and then just to show you, I've done exactly that already onto black cardstock using exactly those same colours, and you get a very different effect.
You really do.
It picks out
blue.
Yeah, it does. It picks out more of the blue of them, and you get more oxidisation with them. I've sprayed them with a little bit of water afterwards as well to oxidise them. But yeah, it picks out more of the kind of pigment in the colour.
Brilliant.
So that's why I was saying there's kind of two parts to this one.
Yeah.
So what I've already done is to use the die set, the brick die set, and I've cut it into a piece of cardstock. So I've cut that 3 inches across, I think.
So you cut that on its own without the outer border?
Yeah, because I wanted it to look like a kind of solid brick wall.
Yeah.
I could have had it with the outer border and had it stepped so that it kind of would have merged more into the other piece of card that I'm using.
Yeah.
Or you could have made that longer, and as you said, you can match them up and extend it across.
Beautiful. I love that. I think everyone else is loving that as well. Shireen has said, can I hear a touch of Black Country accent there, Jason?
Birmingham.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, we're both heading back down the M6 together. Not together, but...
There's certain words when you're from Birmingham that give you away. If I start calling you Bab, you definitely know I'm from Birmingham.
Definitely. Lots of people are saying that they've not used the sprays before. They really want the sprays.
Yeah, I treated myself to them recently, and I'm really glad that I did. So,
I treated myself to the entire Speckled Egg collection.
Yeah, I did as well. I had it on the wait list for it. So, right, so we're just going to apply that down. So some glue onto the back of there. Now that's the piece of as the white card finished up that I've already done ahead of time. And because I want to stamp over the top of it, I want a little bit of white space left in it.
Yes.
So I could have angled that way and put my brickwork that way, but I want the most kind of white space on show.
Right.
But again, I'm going to use Distress Oxides over the top, so the colour will stay on top.
Someone, where did I see? Oh, Sandy has said that would make a great stencil as well.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Especially with those sprays.
And you could use the dye, you could stencil straight through the dye to do that. You just need to make sure you clean your dye off afterwards.
Yes, of course. Absolutely do. And make sure you dry it properly as well, because it is metal. Samantha has said she's from the Midlands too, and people can always tell.
Hi, Samantha. Right, when you're using text, and it's not so bad with this one, I've got the yo here, it's quite a solid one. But if you're using thin lines of text, you can sometimes, when you lay them down on your block, you can kind of alter the you can kind of bend them a little
Yes,
bit without
flexible.
yeah. So the best way to do it, I find, is to put it flat down onto your work surface and put your block down onto it.
And pick it up. Okay. There we go. There's another tip for you for getting yours. I know what you mean. It's handy if you want to curve text.
Yes. Yeah.
But not if you don't.
Yeah. So I'm going to use 3 oxide colours to add some stamping onto the background. I'm going to use seedless preserves first, and then we've got cracked pistachio and spice marmalade, and these are a combination I use quite often. There might, orange, green and purple might not be the first thing you think of.
I think of Halloween when I think of those colours, but yeah, it seems to work.
So you'll see, particularly if I go over, like the darker green with the purple, it shows up.
It really does, but with inks as opposed to oxides, it probably wouldn't.
Yeah. And we're just randomly stamping that around so it looks like graffiti.
Yeah, fantastic.
And even going over a similar colour, you'll get a tone-on-tone effect with it.
I must admit, we always talk about cards for men are not very easy to do, but cards for teenagers can be equally as difficult. Not because the teenagers are difficult, I wouldn't dare say that to 5 teenagers in the house, but I think knowing what they're really into and making a card that they'll appreciate can be hard sometimes.
It can, but I think we try too hard sometimes to make it what they're into, rather than just making it an interesting colour palette or an interesting composition.
That's an idea, yeah.
Because they'll appreciate the work that's gone into something.
Yes.
And if you know their favourite colour combination, for instance, make a card using those colours. It doesn't have to be kind of teenage appropriate.
That's a good idea, actually. So if you're not sure about what they're into, or you don't have what they're into, go with the colours instead. So, and these are fantastic colours on this. Really, really bright and vibrant. So Geraldine, that's it. I definitely need to get the brickwork and that stamp set. Christina said teenagers are the worst to make for. I think, along with men, sorry men, we love you.
We forgive you.
We want to, which is why we have a gentleman in, because obviously Jason knows what gentlemen want on cards. And this is why we thought you're definitely the best person to be demonstrating for us today.
I think you probably agree with me as well. It doesn't matter whether you've spent 20 minutes on a card or 2 hours on a card. If you give it to most gents, they'll just go, thanks.
Yes, exactly. So
they appreciate the effort.
Is there any money in it?
Yeah, they'll check the envelope.
Yeah. But no, I think if you're creating for your husband or for a loved one, they will appreciate the time you put into it, like you say. Really, they will. I really love this effect. I love this graffiti effect you've got in the background. I think it's fantastic.
I'm just going to use the dripping paint then as well over the brickwork.
Okay. And again, they're good. It's a good size stencil, so you can do it on quite a number of different size cards.
So just using some cut and dry foam, and the whole effect that we're going for here is messy. So,
right, okay.
So you don't have to worry about the stencil moving or not going completely up the lines.
I noticed you're brushing upwards with that. So
particularly when you've got elements on the stencil that can flip up. If you go that way, you're likely to catch them, and they'll spring up.
Of course.
So I kind of go in this kind of solid direction.
Brilliant. Beverly's loving your ideas, Jason. Mel is enjoying the show. Val has said, looks like a credit card is going to take manufacturing. Apologies for that. But you do get 15% off of all of these. We have the brand new creative collection for the men launched today. We also have the textures collection, which actually works really well with the for the men. And then we've got some extra products that we've chosen. If you're thinking about getting in some stash for making those masculine cards, have a look under the bargain section. Go into the section that says this week's CraftWorld Live, and you will find there everything that's got 15% off using the code M15. CraftStash have actually commented, so it's in the comments there, so you can see what the code is if you go into there and you forget, because I'm always doing that. I need to write it down.
So there is pretty much the feature of our card. We're just going to stamp the "Have an awesome birthday."
Have an awesome birthday. So that's something that you wouldn't usually mention. It says that you say happy birthday, have a lovely day, but have an awesome birthday in a stamp form is brilliant. Michaela's 8-year-old thinks the graffiti card is really cool.
Thank you very much. So again, I'm just using archival ink, and we're going to stamp into the centre of a piece of card. And ordinarily, if we were to do something like that, and we wanted to add some colour to the edges, we'd do it now before we applied it to the card.
Yeah.
Because I'm going for that kind of graffiti effect,
okay.
I'm going to do it after.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to put some glue on.
Makes me nervous, but okay.
Exactly. It's against everything we normally do, isn't it?
Yes, but I trust you completely.
So, because I've used the orange on the drips here, I'm going to use the orange on the opposite side.
Okay.
And it just a small piece of foam, just off the edges, and it kind of grounds it to the background.
I love that. But I did wonder when I saw it on the other card how you did it. Where did I see a comment? Lorraine Rose has said she's supposed to be die cutting her scrap papers, but she's watching the demos. It's much more fun.
So we just go on the opposite side again.
Shireen said you rebel, Jason.
Exactly. The rules are there to be broken. we create all the rules, and we stop ourselves from doing things and stop ourselves from experimenting.
Yes.
And ultimately, it's a piece of card. If you don't like it, throw it away and start again.
I would, absolutely. It is only paper at the end of the day.
So I'm just going to bring a little bit of the green into the orange that we've done.
Sue Pollock has said you have some great ideas, and Mandy has asked what glue are you using because the tip looks really good on it.
It's just at my own stash. It's
okay.
Just a kind of craft glue.
There we go.
So and then just a bit of the orange over the green, and that kind of mixes it, brings it all together, and there you go. There's our finished card.
Fantastic. That is absolutely beautiful. I love that. That's so much fun. Brilliant ideas, Jason. Thank you so much. I think you've given us all some inspiration for next time we want to be crafting for the gentleman there. And the gentleman's birthdays come around every year, and every year we need to do something different as well.
Yeah.
I'll show some more examples in a moment as well, actually, that our design team have made. So I'm going to have to push you to the side.
Well, no problem.
Terrible. I'm so sorry.
Just kind of say, like I said, we've kind of used 3 very different colour palettes. So we've used a black and white, a craft, and then a full-on kind of in-your-face colour.
So let's just see those cards that Jason has created for us. So this is the black and white one. It's absolutely beautiful. I just think this is fantastic. I mean, how you can take something really just white and black cardstock, isn't it? And create something very sophisticated with the gentleman there, with the champagne, of course. I wouldn't mind sitting and drinking champagne with him. And then we had this one. So I'll show you the 2 versions because Jason has done 2 here. So he's got one with the white that's actually over the red silhouette, and then just with the red silhouette as well, so a different look. And he's got that like crochet effect on the twine as well. Really simple to do, following his instruction, and everybody loved this stamping technique here as well, using that second impression, what's it called?
Second generation.
Second generation, that's it. You know, when the word just goes, second generation stamping there. Brilliant background. And lastly, and I think this is the one that everyone was really cooing over, is the graffiti one. It's so much fun, so much colour. For teenagers, this is going to be absolutely perfect. And the fact that you've got the brickwork die in there and those stamps, I mean, yo and cool and yay and things like that, things that the teenagers will appreciate. I've got a few more items to show you. First of all, sticking with that theme, I want to also show you, if I can, a couple of cards that the design team have put together. This is from Pauline Hickey, the lovely Pauline Hickey. So you can see how she's used the brickwork die on the edge of the cards there, and then the gentleman, she's actually paper pieced him. So really simple to do. So there's just 4 pieces of cardstock there, 4 different colours, and I love that effect. So there's some inking that's been going on. In fact, she's not die cut this die, it's been embossed. Okay, so just embossed it and then shaded it in. I'll bring it a bit closer, but of course the focus is down low. And then we have this one here, using that drip stamp that stencil that Jason was using here with the green. I just think that makes such a fantastic background. So a couple more amazing cards using the For the Men collection. Let's just very quickly run back through that collection, if I can, just to show you what's brand new today. So if I come back to the beginning, so we have, looking at the stamps and dies, now don't forget there's 15% off of all of these. So we have the Chill Time stamp and die set, so we have dies that coordinate, of course, with the stamps. We then have the Take It Easy, which has that retro radio, the pint of beer or whatever it may be, ale or whatever, and the open book, and some fantastic sentiments in there as well. These are all the radio is certainly what was used on one of the cards, and lots of these sentiments have been used by Jason and by the design team as well. Then we have Fun and Games here, the one with the computer, with the skateboard. This is the one that's probably made for my son. I'm sure it is, because it's perfect for him. And then we have the Celebration, which is that one that Jason used right at the very beginning for the black and white card, using the champagne glasses, the bow tie, and things like that. So then, bringing in that bow tie theme, we've got Celebrate in Style. So this is the Sophisticated Man die set. So if you've got a sophisticated man in your life, this is the die set that you need for him. The die actually cuts out the silhouette, but then you can emboss the detail. Okay, and then you've got the sentiment that you can cut out, and you can matte behind the letters as well. Then we have the Casual Man. Okay, we all know casual men, don't we? In fact, you can't see this, okay? Jason is standing exactly like this right now, okay? It's the same leg and everything, okay? I'm not even joking, it's exactly how he is. Have a cool birthday. So you're a casual man, Jason. And then there's the Mature Man die set. I think that's a very polite way of saying maybe for the older generation. This actually does look very much like my dad, so even with the glasses and the hat on a warm day. And we've got Have a Special Birthday. Then we've got Yay, It's Your Birthday for the teenage boy, with the rucksack, with the hoodie, with the mobile phone, with the trainers. It's all going on there, definitely a teenage boy. With the embossing folders, we have the graffiti one. Love this. Now imagine this with those distress sprays, okay? Maybe embossing it and then adding some oxides over the top. That's going to look absolutely phenomenal. And then we have the Shadow Stars as well, that embossing folder there, really, really good fun. And of course, I think this would work really well for very young children, for like babies, newborn babies, as an embossing folder as well. And this, I think, has been the star of the show today. I think everybody's been loving this brickwork die set. So this is called the Partial Brick die set, brand new from the Textures collection today. Again, you're going to get money off all of these items that I'm showing, 15% with M15. We've then got the Hessian texture die set as well, and we've got the splattered ink stencil, and of course we do have that drip stencil that Jason was using here as well, that he needs to clean before he goes home. I'll make sure he does that. So there is a lot to take in, because we know how difficult it is to make those cards for the gentleman, with all due respect. So we've given you hundreds, well almost, I think there's 70, 80 products there that have that M15 code applied to them, so you can save 15% off. Make sure you check them. Now we have got lots of winners to announce, so thank you all for joining us. We have got, first of all, we've got the winner from last week. I don't know if you remember on CraftWorld, we did a Lost in Music competition. So this is from Olga Direktorenko's Paper Discovery collection. So the winner from that over on CraftWorld is Just One More Craft Project. That is your handle. I love that name. That is fantastic. Congratulations to you. If you're watching on CraftWorld now, if you contact Hillary, Community Manager, she will sort out getting that prize to you. Okay, so now on Sunday, I believe it was, we had the Card Making Magic takeover on Facebook. So we had an absolutely phenomenal response to this, and we have got a beautiful project that I think we're going to show. Okay, so this is from Janet Calder, and this is the card that she submitted, okay, for this competition. So have a look at this. It's beautiful. Using card making magic. How phenomenal is that box and card there with all those flowers? I am in love with that. So congratulations, Janet. You are the winner. If that's your card, we've just shown it to the world. Well done. So earlier this week we had the Facebook post that went up. It always goes up around about a Tuesday. Maria will probably confirm that for me. I think it's around about Tuesday. She's sticking a thumb up. Yep, there we go. So the winner of this week to win some of these products that you've been seeing today for those men's cards is Janice Wymark. Congratulations. I'm looking there if it's all put there rather than on my phone. I find it less rude. But so Janice Wymark, congratulations. You are the winner from that post. Now we have 3 more names for you, and you have been watching today, so we know you're watching live. I hope you've stayed with us to the end to hear your name. So the first 2 are from Facebook. So we have Karen Savita, congratulations. We also have Kate Baker. Well done both of you, you are winners. And then from over on CraftWorld we have at Shell Bond. So congratulations. I think it's Shell or Shelley. I think Shell. I haven't got my glasses on, but you'll know who you are. Bond with double N-E at the end. Congratulations. You are the winner. Okay, now talking of CraftWorld's winners, okay, you are able to enter to win the entire new creative collection. Just pop on over at the end of this live over to CraftWorld, okay, and that's craftworld.com. If you've not already been over, it's completely free to join. We just need an email address for you. You can register, join us over there. We've got thousands of members. We've got loads and loads of our experts joining us and sharing inspiration, and you can come over and enter a competition. And on Friday next week I will announce the winner of that competition. Now a couple more things. Please don't forget that we have the new Indigo Blue magazine kit launched just today. It's on pre-order, but the first one sold out in 10 minutes when we put it for sale. Okay, so we're allowing you to now pre-order. This is on sale from the 27th, so please make sure you grab this. $12.99 at CraftStash. Don't miss out this time. It's absolutely phenomenal, and we do have a video so you can see a sneak peek inside going up very soon. But one more thing to show you. Okay, where is it? It's behind me. It's here. This is really exciting. Papercraft Society box number 13. If you have had a Papercraft Society box before, you'll know we have got, I think, something like over £60 worth of product squeezed into this box, okay, for much less than that. If you're a subscriber, you'll be excited to know that the reveal video is going up on YouTube very shortly. You'll be able to see this is designed by the lovely Helen Griffin of Simply Made Crafts, so you know you're going to get a phenomenal deal in there. It's absolutely beautiful product, so please make sure you check that out. That's now online as well. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure you pop on over to CraftWorld to enter that competition to be in with a chance of winning. And I've got to say again, thank you so much to Jason. We can't be in the shot and we can't say goodbye properly, but I know you'll all thank me in the comments, and hopefully Jason you get a chance to read those comments later. Thank you for joining us. I will be back next week with my What's Hot on Tuesday, but we have so much on CraftWorld going on over the weekend. Make sure you stay tuned for all of that, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care everybody. Bye bye.